What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the new Black Wall Street. If you're new to the channel, my name is Boogie, and every week we break down everything you need to know before the market opens so you can trade smarter, not harder. If you enjoy stock market news, options trading, investing, and weekly watch lists, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Quick disclaimer. Everything discussed in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Always do your own research before investing. Now let's jump into what could be one of the most volatile weeks we've seen in a while. Overall market outlook. This week's calendar is loaded. We've got major economic reports, the release of the Federal Reserve's meeting minutes, several notable earnings reports, and markets are also keeping a close eye on renewed US-Iran negotiations. That means volatility is likely to pick up as the week progresses. Remember, volatility isn't something to fear. It's where opportunity lives if you have a plan and manage your risk. Monday. On Monday, investors will be focused on two major reports: the S&P Global Services PMI and the ISM Services PMI. These reports measure the strength of the services sector, which makes up the majority of the U.S. economy. If these numbers come in stronger than expected, markets could view that as another sign the economy remains healthy. If they disappoint, expect investors to start questioning whether economic growth is slowing. Either way, Monday should give us an early indication of market sentiment for the rest of the week. Tuesday brings the U.S. Trade Balance Report. This tells us how much the United States imported versus exported during the month. While this report doesn't usually move markets as much as inflation or employment data, it can influence the strength of the US dollar and provide insight into global economic activity. Wednesday is easily the biggest day of the week. The Federal Reserve releases the FOMC meeting minutes. Wall Street will be reading every single word, looking for clues about future interest rate decisions. Questions investors want answered include: are rate cuts still on the table? How concerned is the Fed about inflation? Are policymakers worried about the labor market? And what does the Fed really think about where the economy is headed over the next few months? Don't be surprised if volatility increases dramatically after these minutes are released. Thursday brings another important update with initial jobless claims. This gives us one of the best real-time looks at the health of the labor market. If unemployment claims begin rising, investors may believe the Fed has more room to lower interest rates later this year. We'll also get existing home sales, giving us another snapshot of the housing market and consumer demand. Housing remains one of the biggest sectors of the economy, so this report is definitely worth watching. Friday. Heading into Friday, investors will begin focusing on renewed US-Iran negotiations. Geopolitical headlines can move markets extremely fast. Positive developments could help ease concerns around energy prices and inflation. Negative headlines, on the other hand, could send oil prices higher while creating additional volatility across the broader market. Keep an eye on crude oil, energy stocks, and defense companies throughout the week. Earnings this week. While earnings season is still ramping up, we do have a few companies worth watching. Wednesday after the close, Levi's reports earnings. Investors will be looking for updates on consumer spending, retail demand, inventory levels, and forward guidance. Thursday morning, PepsiCo reports before the opening bell. This is probably the biggest earnings report of the week. Wall Street will be paying close attention to pricing power, consumer demand, inflation, and international sales. Then on Friday morning, Delta Airlines reports earnings. This report will give investors valuable insight into travel demand, airline profitability, fuel costs, and consumer spending trends heading into the second half of the year. Stocks I'm watching here are a few names on my watch list this week. Nvidia remains one of the strongest AI leaders in the market. AMD continues showing strength as semiconductor momentum builds. Broadcom is another AI infrastructure play worth watching. Microsoft remains a long-term powerhouse thanks to cloud computing and artificial intelligence. Meta continues pushing toward new highs with strong institutional buying. I'll also be watching SPY and QQQ closely because they should react significantly to Wednesday's Fed minutes. And if geopolitical tensions increase, keep your eye on energy names like ExxonMobil, Chevron, and Occidental Petroleum, along with defense companies like Lockheed Martin, RTX, and Northrop Grumman. With so many catalysts packed into 1 week, patience is going to be extremely important. You don't have to trade every move. Wait for quality setups. Stick to your trading plan. Respect your risk management. And don't let emotions make decisions that your strategy wouldn't. Sometimes the best trade is waiting for the market to reveal its hand. Remember, cash is also a position. Overall, this has the potential to be a very active week for traders and investors. Between economic data, Fed minutes, earnings reports, and geopolitical headlines, there should be no shortage of opportunities. If you found this market outlook helpful, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who wants to stay ahead of the markets. If you're looking for daily watch lists, real-time options alerts, weekly newsletters, educational content, and a community of traders focused on growing together, come join us inside the new Black Wall Street. We'd love to have you. Thank you all for watching, and as always, trade smart, manage your risk, stay disciplined. I'll see you in the next one. From the block to the stocks. Peace.